GameDay Garage presents The Show and the You with Jake Hasan.
Cowards.
From live bets
We're betting UCSB, full game money line.
to random calls from strangers,
Who the hell is calling you right now?
nothing is off limits, even a little self-discovery.
This is what happens when you live alone. You kind of just talk to yourself sometimes. And maybe is it a sign of developing schizophrenia? Maybe.
It's The Show and the You.
College sports. Gotta love it.
Here's Jake Hasan.
This is Game Day Garage. This is the show and the you. If you're watching live, thank you. Appreciate you. Send in your bets. Send in your questions. Send in anything you got, and we'll talk about it. But we will get to the card. We'll get to the awards, and we will, I guess, just hope that Boston College can. Oh, no, great. It's 10 now. 10-0. Cool. Cool. Betting. Isn't it the best? Protein burp, my bad. But we'll get to that. Everybody who's here, appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in live. If you're a podcast listener, we do this show live every Saturday at about 12:30 p.m. Central Time. And we get ahead of the games. So let's get into it. I do want to talk a little bit about AL MVP. And I've mentioned this if you are a listener of Off the Board with myself and Colby Marcio, if you are a reader of the hasanshacks.substack.com. I've been talking about AL MVP for a couple of weeks now. I've been texting people about it. I've already mentioned Femi here earlier in the show, even though it's only 6 minutes into the show. I still got some residue from this. I shouldn't have said residue. That was really gross. Still have some stuff going on from the sinus infection, so excuse me. But was talking to Femi Bebefe about AL MVP, and a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned Jose Ramirez, and I think I mentioned it last week as well. His price is still sitting in that 20 to 25 to 1 range. I thought he was about to turn it around. I thought the contact rates and the hard hit rates and everything were indicative of some turnaround, of a turnaround happening soon. That just hasn't happened for Jose Ramirez. Not saying it can't happen, not saying it won't happen, but I'm getting a little less confident in that fact. But I still think that Aaron Judge is vulnerable at the top. Yeah, he's on pace for 60 plus home runs again, but if he only hits 250, are the voters really going to give him a third straight award? I think no. I can be wrong. I don't have to be right about that. But I think if Judge isn't going to do this superhuman effort and hit 70 home runs, and I know I said that if he breaks his own record, he just wins again. But maybe if he does break his own record, clear 63 home runs, let's say he finishes with 65, and he's only hitting 250, are they going to give it to him? I don't know. But I do think that it shouldn't be a minus a sub 2-1 price for Judge. I'm willing to go elsewhere on that. I know Yordan Alvarez is awesome. He's arguably the best hitter in baseball, at least in this moment in time right now, May 2nd. But he's a DH. They throw him in left field and he's horrid. You might as well throw a scarecrow out there. So that's going to tank some of his value, at least from a wins above replacement standpoint. And again, I don't have confidence that Yordan Alvarez, for as awesome as he is, especially if he's out there bumbling around in left field, I don't have a ton of confidence that he's going to stay healthy for the full 162. We know his injury history. It's like Judge from a couple of years ago. Something always happens with this guy. Now, Judge overcame that, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God. What is the word I'm looking for? Bias, I guess. That's not the word I'm looking for, but we'll just go with that. Like, Judge overcame that and became a guy that played 150 games, 160 games. So Yordan Alvarez could do the same thing, but at plus 250, again, it's a price thing. I don't want a part of that. So you go further down the board. I get why we have to keep pricing Bobby Witt Jr. the way that we are. The guy doesn't hit for extra bases. Like, he just, and for people who are wondering, oh, do I have anything in Orioles, Yankees? I have nothing in that game. I stayed away. Bradish and Weathers. I'm just way good on that. Since when does Nick Kurtz have his own page on the Blue Book? Oh, because of the walks. That's interesting. We can talk about that in a second. That's really interesting, actually. But when you're talking about back to MVP for a second, we'll close the loop on that. Like, Bobby Witt Jr. 10-1 doesn't hit for extra bases. Yes, plays for a premium position. Also, his team sucks. And when you're a Kansas City Royal going against a big market team like New York, like the Yankees, you kind of need to do something with your team. Like your team kind of has to be good. I know that in baseball, team success is not always indicative of winning the awards, but you got to do, like when you're going against Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees, you got to at least have something going on. So with Witt at 10-1, I'm good. Gunnar Henderson 15-1, fine. But I don't even think he's the best player on his own team. I said this in the Substack today. HasanSacks.substack.com. Please, please, I am begging all of you, do not be betting Ben Rice at 15-1. It's kind of the same thing with the Mason Miller of it all. If you got 100-1, 80-1, these long prices on Ben Rice, good on you. You made a great bet. But please, 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 please do not be wasting your money on Ben Rice 15-1 American League MVP. His own manager doesn't even think he should start every day because his own manager, Aaron Boone, is bowing at the altar of platoon splits. And if you could promise me that Ben Rice is going to start the rest of the way, I'd be a little more inclined to hear you out. But even with that, this is only his second full season in the league. This is going to come back a little bit. Like there's going to be at least a little bit of regression. Now, this is not me being anti-Yankee Jake Hasan. This is not being anti-Ben Rice. Ben Rice is awesome. He's going to be an all-star. He should be. He should be playing every day. I want to shake Aaron Boone like a proverbial baby and say, what are you doing? Like he should be playing every day. And until he is, I want to hear nothing about Ben Rice. And even if he is playing every day, I'm good. So 15-1, absolutely not. A little more interesting is Mike Trout at 18-1. I want to believe, and he's on pace for a great season. I saw on Twitter the other day, he's on pace for like a 260 average, a 1,000 OPS, 40, 50 home runs. And the Angels have a little bit of an offense. They might not be a good team overall, but their offense is decent. So with Trout, he's somebody near the top of the board that I think could make a push because the story comes into play here because he's back. He's at the height of his powers. It feels like 2016 again, where Mike Trout's putting up an awesome year and the Angels just suck. So Trout scares me a little bit. I wouldn't bet him at 18-1. Me personally, I'm just scared of a trade. And maybe the Angels finally get their heads out of their asses and they say, okay, we're going to sell high on Mike Trout now while he's playing like an MVP. And so if he gets traded to the Padres, or if he gets traded to the Cubs, or if he gets traded to, God forbid, the Braves, like then your ticket's just dead. So for same thing, everybody who bet the 30s and the 25s, great. You made a great bet. And I still think 18-1 is a decent price. I just have hesitation, me personally. If you don't have those hesitations, if you think, yeah, Trout's staying, he's not going anywhere and he's going to stay up. Let's try that again. If you think Trout's not going anywhere and he's staying healthy, then bet the 18-1. I think it's going to age well. I think he should be priced ahead of Rice and probably even Witt for sure. Probably even Henderson to that point. Then you get down to Jose Ramirez at 25-1, Nick Kurtz at 30-1. I don't want to bet Kurtz at 30 just because I do think that we are in for a little bit of a sophomore slump. I know he's got this walk streak and we'll talk about it in a little bit here because, hey, there's a market for it. We might as well talk about it. But Kurtz, I think the slow start was a little indicative. I got to stop saying indicative. That's like the fourth time I've said it today. I think that was kind of hinting, foreshadowing. There we go. Foreshadowing. That's a good one. Good job, brain. Journalism degree. It's hanging on the wall over there, putting it to good use. Somebody please hire me, by the way. Anyway, Kurtz at 30. It's interesting. We can hashtag monitor that one. I think we're a year early. I think it's a year early for Kurtz for MVP. But, and I wrote this today, and I'm going to keep plugging it, hasanshacks.substack.com. What about Vladdy at 30-1? He's going to be an all-star for the 6th straight year. He's been in the voting for the last 5 seasons coming into this one. Was famously a runner-up to Shohei Ohtani 4 years ago. And He's hitting 340. So if the average is there, and I think the power is going to show up at some point. He's got two doubles and a home run over his last 11 games, which I know is a very small sample size, but it's better than the 5 total extra base hits he had in the 21 games prior to that. So if he's going to finally start hitting balls in the air and he can start hitting for more power and he's going to keep up this average on a Blue Jays team that has started to at least sort of look somewhat like themselves again. I mean, the Blue Jays, just for the record, 6-4 in their last 10. They're 6 games behind the Yankees, but it's May 2nd, and we've seen how this can go with big division leads. So I think Vlad at 30-1 is going to be a bet for me. I mean, remember when we were talking about Vlad at 10, 12-1 just a year ago? So he's going to hit for that average, and the peripherals are good. His expected slugging is good. His expected batting average is good. The contact rates, the contact numbers are all very good. It's just a matter of him not destroying the homes of earthworms in the infield. He's just got to get the ball in the air. And then we're talking about Vlad as maybe a finalist for this award. So Vlad at 30-1 is a bet for me. He's somebody that I put in today. I'll try and beat Judge and try and beat Jordan with Jose and with Vladdy. So I'll go there with those guys. There's nobody else really down the board that really interests me. Like if Julio could ever, it's the same old song and dance with Julio Rodriguez. If he could ever just find the power stroke again, I'll say this. I didn't write it in the Substack because it's more I'm just marinating on it. And he's only played 17 games. And this is all credit to Femi Abebefe. This is all credit to Femi at Femi Abebefe on Twitter. He texted me about this and we've been talking about it. This is all fully him, but it intrigued me and I looked into it and I'm hovering right now. But Adley Rutschman at 150-1. He's only played 17 games. So it's a very, very small sample size, but I'm going to monitor this for another week or two. He's played 17 games. He's got 4 home runs. He's hitting 340 as well. Same thing with Adley, a guy who we thought was going to be in this conversation for years to come, just a couple of years ago when he finished runner-up in Rookie of the Year to Julio. So Adley at catcher as well, at a premium position on a pretty fun-ish Orioles team. They're still only 15-7. They've lost back-to-back games. But if they're going to be about 500, I think team success doesn't really matter as much. So, it's a big price. We love a huge price at 150-1. I'm going to keep fixing my hair because now I'm like focusing on it. No, don't say that joke, Brian. All right, I'm going to leave it. But at a huge price, at a huge swing for a guy who's been an all-star, for a guy who we really thought was going to make a run in this awards market just a couple of years ago, man, very AL East pilled here. AL East maxing, bird maxing, Orioles and Blue Jays. So I haven't hit the button on Adley yet. I want to wait and see if these contact numbers continue and they continue to be good and strong. Big, strong Adley Rutschman. And of course, Adley Rutschman too has to stay healthy. Only played in a handful of games last year because of an oblique injury. The year before that had the broken hand and stuff. So Adley's got to stay healthy. I want to see it, but he's somebody I'm very interested in at 150-1. But for now, for today, Vlad is somebody I put in at 30-1. And that's it. Even if I add Adley, that's going to be it. I'll go to war with those 3. I'll try to beat Judge with those 3, and then that's it. I'm good. NL MVP, I'm still doing nothing. But AL MVP, I think, is open, and I do think that we can make some bets there and maybe see what happens.